Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So, I wanted to talk about The Walking Dead Dead City in this video because obviously the show is premiering in like 8 days from now, or 5 days if you do have AMC Plus, and I really wanted to talk about the budget for this show because there has been some news that came out recently, and it's extremely positive if you're a Walking Dead fan because obviously for many, many years now, the big complaint about The Walking Dead has been, yeah, the story's good, the characters are good and stuff like that, but the budget is so low that it's restricting so much of the story to them just being in the woods and things like that. And so, in a sense, it almost affects the story as well. So, for Dead City, it doesn't seem like that's the case, so I do want to get into that. So, before we go any further, obviously, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this, and definitely go follow me on Twitch. My channel name is Appetite for the Dead. I will be live there later on today, and definitely tomorrow as well. So yeah, for those that have followed already, thank you so much. And yeah, I guess let's just get into this. Actually, I did want to mention one thing quick. So it seems like the runtime for Fear the Walking Dead isn't 2.5 hours. I just wanted to mention this really quick because I did a video on that the other day wondering if it was because of all the stuff that was coming out, because I was like, that's just really crazy for it to be 2.5 hours, although I would really, really like that. Like, if it was 2.5 hours, I'd be so down to watch all of that. But no, it turns out that it seems like it's not going to be. At Cameron Bonamolo, I'm probably saying his last name wrong, but he posted this here about the Fear the Walking Dead mid-season finale, saying that it clocks in at 49 minutes and 46 seconds. So it's going to be something that is very, very just, it's going to be a very standard episode, but there is a final stinger before the credits roll, so that I'm really interested in. I guess that means a mid-credit scene. It must be something like that, right? I'm guessing it has to do with Strand or something. Anyways, we'll talk about that later on this week. So I saw this here from obviously at TWalkingDWorld on Twitter, who usually has all the best Walking Dead news, and the account tweeted, according to the New Jersey Film Commission, the budget for The Walking Dead Dead City was approximately 72 million, and he does source it, and I guess it's from northjersey.com, and yeah, I guess has to do with just like filming in the area and all of that. So 72 million for the season, that's approximately what, like that's approximately 12 million per episode. So like that right there is insane. That is such a huge budget for this show, and it really does compare and holds up to like Marvel shows and to most Marvel shows. So obviously, like, we saw the Dead City trailer, and the one thing that I'm gonna say about the budget being higher is it really does make the show so much better. Like, it's hard to really explain why in just such a short amount of time, but it really has to do with just a lot of, the visuals and the story and where you can film, the locations that you can film in, and it makes things way more interesting. Like, people, like, I saw so many people after they watched the Dead City trailer, and I'm not even kidding, like on Twitter, I saw so many people watch that trailer and they were like, whoa, especially at the end, especially once you saw that mutated walker there. You saw Negan ziplining and stuff through New York City. Like, people afterwards were just like, whoa, what's this? Like, I have to check this out. And it's because the budget is apparently 12 million per episode. So that right there is insane. So I've been trying to look up how much the budget was for previous seasons of The Walking Dead, and it's been kind of hard to sort of figure it out. I've been seeing some people say that it's basically been about 3-4 million, like 3.4 million per episode, and now Dead City's 12 million per episode. So that right there, I mean, that says a lot. I mean, I guess if you were to do 3.4 million times 16, what would that be? So with some quick math, that's 54.4. So, I mean, it's not even like they're using the old budget and just like giving it to 6 episodes. Like, they've actually increased the budget for Dead City for less episodes. So this is definitely something that is really, really, really amazing. I mean, they've needed to do this for such a long time. And like, everyone's known that they've needed to do this for such a long time. Game of Thrones, I think, and I'm just reading this here from BuzzFeed, like season 1, it was like 6 million per episode. House of the Dragon was 20 million per episode. Dead City's 12 million. I mean, I don't think you need to do 20 million for like Dead City. And again, that is one of those things for sure. Like, sometimes you can give way too much money to do, the same thing as like 12 million an episode could do. Like, I don't think you really necessarily need to give The Walking Dead Dead City $20 million per episode. I think that's quite a bit, but you look at Stranger Things and that is 30 million per episode. Like, that makes a lot of sense. And that was season 4, right? And remember, season 4 of Stranger Things, a lot of stuff happened. Like, they were in the Upside Down. Just a lot of the effects and everything that they were doing there. It makes a lot of sense that it would cost that much because there's so much there. Lord of the Rings, I remember that show also. I think the budget, actually it says it right here. According to BuzzFeed, it was like 60 million per episode. But if you look at that show, it makes sense. There's so much going into each episode. So Dead City getting 12 million, yeah, I really, really do like that, especially considering that previous seasons of The Walking Dead were literally only getting like 3.4 million per episode. And that was in season 9, apparently. Like, I'm seeing this stuff here, and again, I really do have to say that I don't know if all this is necessarily true. I'm just reading a bunch of stuff off the internet right now. It sounds like they know what they're talking about, but this one account is saying here that like the budget was 2.74 per episode at some point in 2013, and they're making 11 million off of it. I don't know. That stuff there I don't really care about, but the point is, the budget was really low for The Walking Dead for many, many years, and that's why they filmed in the woods. That's why the stories were really centered on things like that. It's been increased a lot now. It's 12 million an episode. That right there is just insane to me, because that means we're going to be seeing stuff that, I mean, we really do want to see. Because I will say that's one of those things, like, when it comes to The Walking Dead and seeing certain things, I've always been like, you know, it's not going to feel like how it's supposed to feel. Like, with the Commonwealth, I had so much hope that the Commonwealth would feel really massive. But when you look at the Commonwealth, it really does feel small. It really does feel like they're just in a really small area. And I know they tried to make it seem like they were in a bigger area, but it just felt so small scale. And I think if the budget was increased a lot, I think that it probably would feel a lot more bigger than that. But I don't know. It was just one of those things where you could just tell that the Commonwealth felt very small. The Commonwealth has 50,000 people. It did not feel like that at all in the final season. And I'm just interested in how this is going to feel for Dead City. You know, going into New York City, seeing all those people, seeing all the walkers. I guess there's mostly walkers there now. Just seeing how the city is going to feel with our characters walking around. Is it going to feel like a set, or is it going to feel like a real lived-in city? You know, that's the difference between a really low budget and a higher budget. So I'm interested in how that's overall going to feel with the show. I'm so excited. Like, hearing this news, I knew I had to do a video on it immediately, because this is something that I've wanted for a very long time. I mean, a lot of us have wanted this for a very long time. We've wanted The Walking Dead to have a higher budget because it meant that the story would get a lot better. Because, like, it's not even necessarily like I don't like this stuff when they're just in the woods and all of that. There is things there that, you know, it works. You can make it work. And it overall is fine. It's just, when you're there all the time, that's where it starts to get really boring. And it starts to feel like this world is, you know, that's just all it is. It's just that. And you look at The Walking Dead over the years, I think the writers and everyone has managed it really well, to be honest. Like, with the budget that they were given, I think they did really, really well. And I'm just excited to see Dead City. I really am. I'm so excited to see how this show's going to turn out. And that's the thing, too, in terms of marketing and all of that. They are marketing this show so well right now. Like, it almost was like after The Walking Dead was over, they were like, you know what? Now that the show is over and we're starting this new era of The Walking Dead, we really need to make this a lot more appealing to everybody. And so increasing the budget, doing stuff that I think shows nowadays are sort of doing. Because The Walking Dead has been sticking with 16 episodes for a while. You know, now The Walking Dead's going back to, or not going back. I guess technically they're going back because they did 6 episodes before, but they're doing 6 episodes. I think they could increase it. 6 episodes is a little bit, you know, I think you could increase it to 8 or maybe even 10 episodes for sure. I think they actually should. That's a better episode range, I would say. For the first seasons of these shows, that's totally cool, obviously, because I think a lot of shows might do that. AMC has done that in the past anyways, with Fear the Walking Dead, with The Walking Dead. You know, they'll give them like 6 episodes for the first season, and then they increase it to 16 or 13. I don't think they're going to do that for the following seasons of these shows. They'll probably be like 8 or 10 episodes, which I think is a good amount. And now you just, you know, with a budget that high, you have so much more freedom to do so many more things. I'm just so excited. I really am so excited to see where they're going to go with The Walking Dead. I think that if the budget's this high, and that's the thing, if the budget is this high for The Walking Dead Dead City, what about for The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon? Because they're filming in France, right? I mean, that's going to be more expensive. I'm guessing the budget for The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon is a lot more than Dead City. And then what about the Rick and Michonne show, right? Like, what's the budget for that? So they're spending a lot. They have a lot of faith in these spinoffs. I think this is a sign that The Walking Dead's not over. Like, they want this to keep going for a long time. And again, they're marketing it so much right now. Like, they're doing so much right now for The Walking Dead. You just look at all the billboards and stuff with Dead City on it, all the commercials, everything coming out. Like, this show is so much more alive than The Walking Dead final season. And you know, you could say it's kind of sad because it was The Walking Dead final season. The thing is, though, is like The Walking Dead was never really ending, right? Like, that's the thing about the final season, is that it wasn't really ending. Like, it ended stories for like Aaron and Ezekiel, right? But I mean, maybe not even forever. Like, I'm assuming that we're going to see those characters again at some point. Like we have to see those characters at some point in the future. So The Walking Dead never really ended. It was the final season of the original show, but we knew those characters were likely going to survive. And so, you know, I think that's why there wasn't that much excitement there. I guess more of the excitement was, where's Rick and Michonne? You know, like, are we going to learn some more stuff? Are our characters going to find out that they're alive? You know what I mean? So there was more excitement for the future, for like exactly where we're at right now. And you can see it. And I'm guessing they sort of knew it. And so that's probably why they didn't want to go too crazy with the marketing. Although they did a lot for like the last like few episodes there, especially the very final episode. But yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining right now. Obviously, Dead City with what they're doing right now is just, it's amazing. I'm so happy to see the Walking Dead universe thriving like this and getting such a huge budget, and I just can't wait for the story, and I can't wait for the show. And that's sort of, you know, everything right now is looking so good. The trailer looks so good. Now it all depends on the story. Is the story going to be good? You know, that's the stuff that you have to get right, because if that's wrong, everything else fails. Well, kind of. There's some arguments there to be made, but yeah, so overall, yeah, I'm definitely very excited for this. So post your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.